If diesel was actually $2.19 a gallon, the world would be a lot better place. Anyways, harvest is over. We got to get stuff done before the winter time and prep for the spring season. Let's roll. Can anyone explain to me what polar pop is? I've never heard of that. Getting back on topic, you might be wondering where on earth this international came from. That is because we sold off the Volvo for a relatively decent chunk of change. I was having some mechanical problems with it, and we just kind of kept dumping money into it. So I went on to Truck Papers, and I found this relatively new international. Ended up losing about $10,000 in the trade-off, but at least we have a semi that I know could do the job I'm trying to accomplish. It's a pretty exciting day. Austin Farmer has been able to join us now for the first time. Not sure when we're going to see him, but he is in the server. We have a lot to do in terms of our seed treatment facilities. I have 2 pro boxes full of corn and 4 of soybeans. We need to at least get in the hopper to start treating. We also have a boatload of seed treatment that we need to unload. And I picked up for $17,000 the field probe that goes on the back of the Bobcat. That way we can identify what our crop ground needs to have done to it without breaking the bank of having the providers go out and do it for us. I modified my loading ramp because we sold off our black Load King for a actual flatbed Load King, and anybody that backs up to my loading bay with this specific trailer will not have any problems because the loading ramp is exactly level or very, very close to the deck of the trailer. Some of the other tasks that we're going to have on our list is we have to build our grain bin silo for the soybeans. I've already picked out a West Steel that is going to be in that location. Why is the 6420 inside the shop? I don't recall why it's there. Another big task is we are going to repo my auger back from Grant. I'm sick and tired of waiting on it. And at this rate, his crop is going to be dead. Why wait for him to not show up when I could just start getting my own business back up and running? Nate said he might be able to get me my tractor back today. As long as we can get all of those tasks done or at least started, we're going to take the 8345R and start knocking the stocks. That is the site we are going to deconstruct. It's pretty level for the most part. Why try and reinvent the wheel when we could just tear this down, put a bin site, call it a day? If you guys are fans of Bucked Up Farming and you'd love to continue to support the channel as this playlist grows, be sure to head down below, consider smashing that like button, maybe even subscribing. We are finally doing something other than running a combine, which is so much more exciting than, well, constantly running a combine and a wagon. I've been really waiting to use this seed shop for the longest time. I wonder if I'm able to take 2 pallets at the same time. Is that a possibility? Yes, I think it is. Nope, that is not a good idea. That is not a good idea in the slightest. It's a little bit more stubborn because I can't shuffle the pallet part left to right like a newer forklift, but it beats trying to carry one at a time. We did invest in a secondary treatment hopper. If you're working with 2 separate companies, they're not going to want their stuff to cross. So to just save the hassle, I ended up getting a separate one. One will be for Whiffles, one will be for Pioneer. We ordered 24 pallets worth of this stuff. I don't remember how fast it depletes, but I would much rather be ahead of schedule than stuck behind schedule. Chemical has been stored away. The last 2 stacks, we put one in the right side and one in the left side. Jumping to the menu, our left hopper is going to be for our corn, and the right hopper will be for the beans. Most older farmers I see still use a lot of bags. Grant uses bags, I know that. First round of seed going in. Man, I almost hope this thing had enough reach. Nice. Better yet, I have these aisles that I know I'm never going to use, so we're going to use this as our file cabinet. Because I should probably set the box in the wider direction. I can fit more. I forgot I loaded the box on the trailer sideways. Don't need to use the ramp. Each one of the Pro boxes hold a little over 1,500 liters, which in bushels, I don't recall how much that is, but it's 500 more liters than what my pallets will store. So to any of my buddies that are buying from me, I'll just have to let them know that the boxes hold 500 more than the bags will per unit. There goes box number 2. This one looked like it had something in it. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's just the treatment stuff. The treatment can only hold 3,000 liters at a time, so the rest of that top box is going to have to go in later, which, to be fair, is perfect for the corn because there's only 2 boxes to treat at this moment. Now that we're on to corn, just remember this is supposed to be the whole cob that is going in the treat, not really just dumping corn kernels. Fill, baby, fill. And it is on to Grant's in order to go pick back up my auger, aka repo. Ew, I just teleported to Nate's house. Why? Another thing I forgot to mention is that the 7.3 is pretty much all fixed up. I've changed fluids, I've fixed all of the other parts. Nate really did come in handy with this one, so big appreciation to Fearsome Rhino 2. If you guys want to check out any of the other content creators in this server, obviously go and do that. We love making content together, and if you want to get yourself a server to do things like this, go check out our server provider, which is G-Portal. I called Richard the other day to see if he still had that 6.0 Ford, and sadly he did not. He sold that. So we will just have to rely or keep our eyes open for another pickup to add to the farm. I don't mind only having the one IDI in the service truck, but for the sake of issues that just happened, it would be nice to have another truck on hand. And this thing rides like a brand new pickup. With our updates, I did throw a couple of performance graded parts in, so we should have a little bit more oomph. I also installed a block heater that it was missing, so it should hopefully start a little easier in the winter. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what is your favorite old school diesel engine? Are you a Detroit guy? Are you an old Power Stroke, Duramax, Cummins, for some odd reason, Packard, International? The list goes on and on and on and on. I love me a good Detroit, all right? Those things scream. They might not have a lot of power, but they will scream. We're going to set up an appointment down at the co-op with Nate to get our lime applications scheduled. And I'll also have to get a rental for the toolbar because I will do the anhydrous application myself. I just need to get that equipment rented. The better question is, where did Grant put my auger? I think it's the one on the right side of the farm because he had the other one set up previously right next to the house. There's one auger. Where is the second? Ah, there they are. I think that's his original four-wheel drive. Yep, it's this one. Shh. Be very, very quiet. I'm not stealing it. I am just taking back what is mine. I wish you could, like, leave a note on the door of the house. That would be so much funnier if he just came back. It's like, where'd the auger go? And you just sees a note on his door. Should have paid up. Give him a little taste of his own medicine. And we are off to the races. Thanks, Grant. Don't ever borrow my stuff again. Is Buddy really out in the field with a gleaner? Hold on. Hey, why you got a pheasant feeder?
Look who it is.
About time you show up.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm just trying to play catch up.
Wouldn't be the first time, certainly won't be the last.
Yeah, no. Purchase of the farm got super delayed there, so now I'm just out here trying to get everything done. And I'm super behind.
Well, I got done repoing my auger from Grant's, if that tells you anything.
Oh, that seems about right.
If you technically need help, I'm available, but I gotta get tillage started. I'm running a seed dealer operation with seed corn and soybeans.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I have a second gleaner. I don't know if you want to run it.
I can check it out this afternoon. How's that sound?
That sounds good. I mean, to be honest, I don't even want to run the gleaner either, but it was what I bought the farm with. That's next year's problem. You're running the deer dealer in town too?
Yes. I can do all of the sales there. We're close to Kansas City. You need something hauled in that's from one of our surrounding dealers, you give me a ring.
Okay, I'm definitely going to have to trade these in at the start of next year. Just working on the soybeans. They're not yielding very well. Whoever had the farm before me, they did not fertilize them whatsoever.
Yeah. I would say I won't take too much of your time. You keep going on this. I got to get this back to set up seed stuff, and then I need to get the vertical till on the tractor.
All right, sounds good.
If you need me down at the dealer, give me a holler.
Hey, quick question. You know any other guys here that would be able to hop on a combine, just like a hired hand?
Depends on what Nate's doing. Nate's currently out doing tillage with my tractor.
Oh, I'm sure Nate's busy. I'm talking about just like a Jerry, you know?
I could send Corey or Daryl down your way.
Yeah, that would work.
Hang on, let me give you their number. That's their contact. I just keep it on a sticky note.
Which one is this?
Top one's Daryl, bottom one's Corey.
Okay. All right. Well,
just tell them you're with me, and then they can come down here.
Hey, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yep. See you, bud.
Later.
Hopefully I got enough room to turn around. This auger's turn radius is horrible. What on earth is that?
You should have enough room. Just go all the way to the back.
Go all the way to the back.
Yep.
What is that truck?
Well, you remember how I hit a bit on the lottery there?
Did you cash out your Bitcoin?
No. I hit the lottery a little bit. Like nothing too crazy. But how I purchased the new farm. All right, well, I'll give Daryl a call, see if he can come down here.
All right, see you, bud.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. The Canadian's finally here. Don't know where on earth he found one of those 301As. I mean, they might slightly be a dime a dozen, but I figured I was going to be the only special one. Ooh, ooh, speaking of tractors, I forgot. I bought something on a sale for 30 grand. You guys are going to love this. The 301A would be a great auger tractor, don't get me wrong, but this is a relatively big auger, and I don't want to have to strain the 301 to do the job. So we bought none other than my second favorite tractor of all time. Not the first, the second. Take a look at that unit. That's right. We got ourselves a D21. Is it stupid to say I bought a D21 to be an auger tractor? Yes. But hey, we had a little bit of extra money. It came up for the right price. So I took the offer. It didn't really have a 3-point on it, and I don't have small enough implements to really utilize the drawbar. So auger tractor it is. If I keep it nice, I can take it to shows and win some extra money with it. That takes care of the auger. That takes care of our seed treatment. Oh, that's right. I got to build the soybean bin. Let's get up in the landscape, get this shop taken down. I don't know if I'm going to do all of the shuttling today, but we might be able to do that over the next 2 episodes. I would put up a taller bin, but the beans just don't yield as much, so there's no reason to put a big bin down here. And this West Steel bin will probably be my most reasonable choice. Unless there's something cheaper. Ooh. But that doesn't hold as much. Pretty certain pound for pound this one outdoes the other. We'll just go with it. We'll use our big auger on the Alice for this. We'll just make sure that when we are using it to do the seed treatment, that we clean it out thoroughly so there's nothing crossing. Now I just got to get the VT on the tractor. Still surprised I have yet to need to put fuel in this thing. If he does end up needing help, the combine is still ready to go for field work. I just really want to get it cleaned out so we can park it for the year. And I still need to get on the phone with Nate to get the lime scheduled. Dang it. Let's take care of that.
Yellow.
Where are you at?
Heading to your farm.
Well, that was convenient. I was going to call you to see if I could schedule my lime.
Oh, that's pretty convenient, actually. I don't think you could get more.
No, I just put the tractor on the VT, so if you're bringing back mine...
No, not yet. We're not bringing your tractor back. We just got done with field 15. I still got to do field 12, and then I'll bring it back. I got to talk to you about some other business.
Okay, well, I'm just going to be at the home plot next to the seed shop. I got stuff already in the treatment tanks if you wanted to get some pre-orders in.
All right, sounds good.
If you guys kind of saw in the PDA earlier, this is that waterway that we ripped up last episode. When I'm going to seed that into grass, I don't know, but that'll give us a good representation of what our plot is going to kind of look like. I'm going to have to run to field 42 to start doing the probing, so I don't have to pay the service fee for this. That's only $700. We'll just do it anyway for this season. I forgot as I finished the field, I was going to buy the information. Oh, that's why the yield did so bad. That clay cuts all the way through. Insane. But now that we have the data on hand, we can give that to Nate so we can best prep on how much material we're going to need. I just got to get the GPS set. Oh, come on. Give me a second. I'm setting the navy.
Are you setting the Navi or breaking everything?
All right, what you need, bud?
Well, the co-op just picked up a new piece of land, and I don't personally want to farm it. Would you be interested in picking up some more land?
How much do you think it is roughly size-wise?
Probably about 5 acres.
Let me just see. Where's it at?
Field 21.
Oh, that's
So
about
we
as big as
bought
the seed corn plot across the road.
Yeah.
So why did it come with the land on the co-op, or what's the deal?
Well, we did an extension to the co-op, and they thought originally I was going to take that over, and I really think I have enough land as it is.
Do you have the data for it?
We do not at this time. I know the original farmer did have data on it, but
It's
I don't
outdated.
have it with me. Yeah. So I'd be looking about $1,250 for a year.
Was that average about $250 an acre?
Yeah, about average.
Yeah, that'd be fine. As long as I can get the data for it.
Actually, you should be looking pretty good because it's got a crop on it that currently needs to be harvested.
What crop is it?
Corn.
Oh, sweet. I already have the combine still set.
You can go jump on that, and all the money you get from that, pay the first year's rent and pay for the soil.
That's true. Let's do that. What do I got to do with you to get the pH stuff set up? Because I did get all of my data for my current ground.
We normally charge a $5,000 rental fee of the equipment if you want to do it yourself. on top of however much lime you need. Guessing you're wanting me to do it.
Yeah, because I don't have a spreader, nor do I want to take the time to go and do that.
What I'll do is, since I do get a discount, I'll throw you a little discount since you let me use that big tractor. And I'll only charge you $2,000 and then an extra $1,000 for my labor.
Plus material.
Yeah, plus material. I don't know how much the material is. It all depends on your yield maps.
Most of mine is sitting anywhere 5 to 6 1/4.
Okay. So are you just wanting the basic application rate, or are you wanting a little bit thicker of an application rate of nitrogen?
Let's start with one of my smaller plots, because that is going to go to corn next year, and that is a very crucial piece of ground that did perform well. See what that does and what that's roughly going to cost, and then we'll go for the rest of them.
All right, see you in a little bit, bud.
They're going to run a little bit more than 5 degrees. I think we'll run a 10-degree angle. Try and chop across the stalks a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. I want you guys to head to the comment section once again. What is your favorite brand of tillage equipment? Everybody has their personal favorites, and some don't care at all. I've heard that Case IH has a really good line of tillage equipment, but you also have the dedicated brands like Landall. If I wasn't using this 2660, I would definitely be using the Landall, but this one just happened to pop up in the market first. So you know the drill, head down below. If memory serves me correct, this vertical till never did the mulching in the front and the disking in the back. So I went in and manually did it myself to do the same tasks that the Landall did. If I check my map, what is that doing for our cultivation? That seedbed? Yes! Oh, that saves me a lot of time. Now that this tractor is on the VT, I do not want to have to take it off, because the hassle of getting this back on the cart, getting it all set up, getting it transported, having all 3 pieces to that plot. Yeah, I'd rather just drive a truck than mess with that circus. On the topic of combines, I have been looking at what might be the upcoming replacement to my S760. And that is a slightly newer, yet still smaller S-Series combine. I don't think I'm going to go with the 500, but I likely might go with a 600. Maybe a 7 if I want to go up to 12 rows, but I really don't want to get rid of that 8 to 16 row setup quite yet. Tractor's really pulling smooth, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. Do ourselves a favor and crank it up a little bit. See how fast we can go. How many liters of beans are in our current silo? 50,000? That wouldn't take too long to shuffle over. Could I probably get a drive over deck for it? Yeah, but if we're only going to use 1 bin, I don't see that being logical. You know, this plot really doesn't feel that big once you start getting some bigger equipment in it. First thing I'm doing once I get my tractor back from Nate is we're going to take the ripper down to that chicken leg and try and rip up as much of that soil as possible to break it up. But we'll also do that up at Richard's plot because of that tree line. With that big round of clay at the top side, trying to get some air into that dirt will hopefully help dry it out and maybe grow some better crop. I don't think it's really worth trying to put a line of drain tile in, but it definitely could be looked at, especially since I have the tractor to pull a tile plow. I'll definitely keep that in mind, because right now would be the most ideal time to do it since the ground is not frozen. And it's also not really muddy. If it gets muddy, there's going to be some issues. I have yet to work on this weird M shape of rolling. I don't know how much work I'm really going to do to that, whether it'd just be worth it to try and scrape it. But with the main waterway on the south side of this plot, it's kind of started to pack itself back in. I'm going to try and leave the loose ends where the ripper came through to replant. Well, hopefully in next year's crop, you can see the darker parts on the outside. That's going to go back to crop, and then whatever that lighter patch is, that's going to be the waterway once the grass grows in. Which I don't think that the GPS registered that waterway in. Hang on. I'll have to slightly reprogram this, especially when we tear out that top half. But I think that'll be a job for the Gator. If you guys have never seen the new technology coming out for the John Deere Gators as an accessory, you can use the Starfire GPS and almost like a snow pole, map the boundaries of your fields. That way when you're planting, cultivating, harvesting, or just buying new land, you can basically draw your own property line for the computer to register. That way there is no confusion between the satellite and the implement that you are pulling. Only problem, I do not have a Gator that does that. Might have to retrofit the old one. Then I'll have to trade it in for a new model from Marty. Could I do it with the cheap one? Yes, I could. Woo-hoo-hoo, we might do that. I'll modify a cheaper gas one and we'll use that to do our mapping. It sucks that I'd be getting rid of the old gator, but for the sake of the farm and trying to stay up with the Joneses, because that's always the most important thing about life, I want the farm to be productively as net positive as possible. Say that one 5 times fast. Slow it down a little bit for the waterway. Right above my tractor cab is a really deep ditch. Curiosity's slightly getting the best of me. I just want to see how this looks through a dry run going through it. Look at that grade difference. Hello. Just take it slow. No need to break the equipment. Wow. Dang, these things are deep. Yeah, see, the calibration doesn't even register the new lines yet, so we've got to be careful. I don't want to rip through that patch that we tilled up, because then we'll just be planting corn right back where we tried to not plant corn. By the time I'm done chopping the waterway and then this whole chicken wing, I think that land that we just picked up from Nate for cash rent probably would reimburse the land we lost. As long as it performs better than that patch, that's a win-win. For this part, I am seriously going to have to do some work. Just watch the tool drift to the one side. You don't want that. See it? Right there. It starts shifting. Yeah, we can't have that. I think that's probably good enough for now. Let's run over to the co-op area. I just want to be done with harvest as a whole. And if I got more ground that I got to cut, then I guess it is what it is. Ah, shoot. I'll still have to wire that money over to him. Let's do that. Transfer money. I can't really get $12.50, but I'll give him 13. There we go. Give him a ring so that way he knows about it. Come on, pick up, man. Ah, he's not picking up. If he wonders why he has $1,200 extra, I'll tell him later. We'll have more work as the weeks go by, but at least we have ourselves a starting point. I'll get the semi shuffled over first, and then we'll come back and get the combine. If Buck seems like a very boring person when it comes to color choice, you're probably not wrong. I did opt to get all of my semis to be white. There's just something about this classic, basic, fleet style of color that to me just resonates with simplicity, yet efficiency. Over our stream last weekend, which again, you guys continue to keep showing up and continuing to support. I can't thank you all enough. Hold on. Yo.
Hey, Buck. Are you, when you gonna go there and start harvesting that corn?
I'm taking the truck over right now, and then I'll be on my way with the combine shortly after. Why?
Alright, I was just letting you know how to get to that field, because it's not like you can go through the co-op area. You actually have to go through my grass pasture. There's a little road. Do you know where Grant's entrance to his farm is?
Yeah?
There's an entrance right there to my grass field that I planted. You're going to take that around, and then there's an entrance to that field that you're going to.
Hang on, let me check this out. So there's the grass plot.
Yeah.
Is it, hang on. So I have to go in between Grant's bean plot and your grass plot.
No, not necessarily. You'll just drive on the edge of my grass field. Little access area from my grass pasture to yours. That's right next to that pond.
Oh, so instead of taking the road that goes into the co-op, there's another one before that or connected to it that goes around the backside of the tree line, and then I cut down, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going the correct direction.
Well, you could do it. You can enter through the co-op way, or you can enter, like, there's a road that goes right across from Grant.
So the patch directly to the left of me that looks like it's covered in lime is the grass ground?
Yes.
Okay. I was so confused because I thought it was just regular field.
No. That's a grass pasture now. I switched that over to grass pasture a while ago.
Okay. Well, then I will just do that. I'll ride alongside. You said there is another entrance, though, besides where I'm driving right now?
Yeah, and you don't have to drive over as much grass.
Okay.
All right, I was letting you know.
Yep, all good. You guys truly are the backbone behind this channel, and we ended up mowing some roadside ditches to finish out the stream last weekend. Got everything closed up, and we will top off with diesel before we leave, because otherwise I know I will run out. Ah, dang it, I never told Nate that I gave him the money. He'll figure it out. We're topped off. Let's roll. Now, please tell me that this stuff is not going to perform horrible. I do not have time for 110 bushel corn. There we go. Yes, we're sitting at 40, but look at how many trees we got. I'm not going to judge it yet until we start getting closer to the south side. Jiminy Christmas, try not to take out the pipe. We're going to have to get the chainsaw back in here. I don't think Nate wanted to work this ground strictly for the fact there's so many trees. I'm starting to believe he didn't want this ground because of how many trees were on it. That's a scummy business model. Oh, that's a nice little expansion. That Dalton looks like a pretty nice toolbar. These end rows are just terrible. They don't get any light. I got scammed on this one. I'll have a lot of tree work to do if I want to get anything done in this plot. 38% around that whole loop. Wow. Now that we're getting into the inside passes, we should start picking up on the monitor. I just find it sad that I would have been able to fit a whole 16-row head on this and still not fill up the hopper in one loop. That's not good. But I gotta give the land a chance. Maybe it's just the end rows that are really bad. There's a yellow plot sitting back by the semi, so there is hope. There's 67. Oh, I saw 68. It was very brief. There it is, 68. We're picking up steam now. I may just buy a grapple bucket for that little bobcat of mine, and then throughout the winter when it starts getting where we can't do anything else, we'll come through here and start trimming limbs to make way for the combine. I don't want to have to put a whole new auger on this because some dummy decided to turn the combine without looking and smack it against the tree. Other than finishing out this plot of corn, that's probably going to be all the time we have for you guys today on Bucked Up Farming, so thank you all so much for tuning in. If you'd like to check out the playlist as it grows, you can see that playlist in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Super welcome to have Austin in the server. Hopefully Grant will come back at some point. And of course, Nate, thank you so much for being such a great partner in crime. Make sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. We'll keep the yield monitor up. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.